Now, the final thing is processes, because I think in order to get a sustainable organisation, clearly you have to have a set of values that you live to rather than stick plastic over. Clearly you have to have people understanding the value of their contribution to the whole thing. You clearly have to have leadership, but if you have processes that are congruent with it, that ties it all together. And it's actually often I see that incongruent processes are what's breaking cultures. So I'm just going to give you one example, which is their meetings process, which you might like, because you can use this anytime. It's dead easy. So when the Maasai have a meeting, they sit in a circle, right? They don't sit around a table, although I'm not sure, they actually sit around a fire, and I'm not convinced that that's mandatory for the process. Bloody good use of most board tables I've come across, though. Anyway, so they sit around a fire and they sit in a circle. Do you know why they sit in a circle? You can see everybody and they can look into people's eyes because the eyes are the window. So you really know what people are saying to you. So they sit in a circle. Someone sits about 12 o'clock. They are the facilitator of the meeting. That is their role. They're not a contributor to the meeting. They are a facilitator. To their right sits the person who has the most wisdom about the topic that we're discussing today. And it goes round in sequence to the person who has the least wisdom about the topic we're discussing today. This is not hierarchical. This could be, on my left, the most senior person. They just don't have much wisdom about today's topic. So it's clearly structured in that process. And they start what they're about to say with 2 words. Before I do that, you sit in meetings a lot, don't you? Right? Now, those of you who've got children, have you ever tried explaining a business meeting to children? It doesn't make sense, right? They're not stupid children. Anyway, so you sit in business meetings, you've heard all this, right? How many people have you ever heard starting their conversation with, I entirely agree with what Stuart just said. Have you ever heard those entirely agree words? Yep. That's basically saying, right, there's 2 of us now. Okay, do you want to take us on? Then there's the other stance, which is, I entirely disagree with what David's just said. Right? That's saying, now pick. My side or his. Okay. My other favourite, though, and you've all heard this one, I entirely agree with what Lewis has just said. That says, fundamentally I'm a lying bastard, so I don't trust anything else I'm about to say either. So they don't start what they're saying with those things. They use 2 words. I think. Not I know, not I believe, not research proves that. I think. So the facilitator sits there and goes, here's what we're here to talk about today. I think. And they talk really quietly. Do you know why? You really have to listen. Okay? The other thing they found is when you talk really softly, it's very hard to engage inappropriate emotions. So they talk really quietly and everyone listens. When they finish, there's about 10 to 15 second silence whilst everyone demonstrates that they're absorbing it and understanding and really thinking about it. And then the second person starts. And they start with these 2 words. I think. And it goes round. So everyone gets their chance to express what they think. And when it gets to the end, the facilitator does this really magical trick that kind of goes, well, based on what I've heard, it seems like we think. And it kind of encapsulates everyone's views. And then they go, okay, so now we have to make a decision. We know what everyone thinks, now we have to make a decision. So they do this I think thing again. And they come to a decision. I never saw it take more than 2 rounds. I never saw anyone fall out. I never saw anyone throw their teacups on the table. And when they walked away, everyone was totally committed to the whole thing. Because everyone had been listened to, everyone had been respected. And that's the thing for me. Think about those 4 values: community, responsibility, honesty, and wisdom. That process embodies them. Everyone gets a chance to speak, so the whole community is effectively heard. You have a responsibility to express what you think. And you can't sit there and avoid it. You can't sit there and be quiet in one of their meetings. You are getting total honesty from people. And it respects wisdom. So that's, for me, a demonstration of a process that's congruent with the culture you're trying to